Overthinking often manifests as a persistent spiral of thoughts that can consume our mental energy. Imagine a hamster running endlessly on a wheel. Despite the effort, it remains stationary. This analogy perfectly illustrates the essence of overthinking, constant mental activity that does not lead to progress. As we go through our day-to-day lives, we may find ourselves caught in a cycle where worries replay like a broken record, leaving us exhausted and overwhelmed. Understanding this mental habit is the first step toward finding a way out. The crux of overthinking lies in its roots within our brain's survival instincts. When confronted with uncertainty or risk, our minds kick into high gear, attempting to confront every possible scenario, often leading to analysis paralysis. Picture a vivid storm brewing in your mind, each thought a raindrop contributing to an overwhelming downpour. This constant barrage can trigger feelings of anxiety and self-doubt, making it feel like we are trapped in a cage of our own making. The irony is that while we believe we are preparing ourselves for every conceivable outcome, we often end up paralyzed by fear instead. To break free from the clutches of overthinking, we must adopt actionable strategies that allow us to regain control over our minds. One effective approach is to practice mindfulness and grounding techniques. Visualize yourself standing firmly on solid ground, focusing on your breath, inhaling calm and exhaling tension. Setting aside designated worry times can also help. During this period, you allow yourself to confront and process your concerns. But once the time is up, you pivot your focus to more uplifting activities. Journaling provides another excellent outlet, letting your thoughts flow onto paper, transforming chaotic energy into tangible words. Finally, remember that seeking support from loved ones can be invaluable. Sometimes, sharing your worries with a trusted friend can illuminate perspectives previously obscured by overthinking. With consistent practice and self-compassion, breaking the cycle of overthinking becomes not just a possibility, but a reality. In a bustling office, Sarah stood at her desk, her heart racing as she prepared for an important project presentation. Her mind swirled with thoughts, each one more daunting than the last. What if they reject my proposal? She pondered, feeling the weight of expectation pressing down on her shoulders. Days turned into nights as she replayed her presentation in her mind, scrutinizing every detail, every word, every gesture, each replay amplifying her anxiety. As the meeting day approached, Sarah found herself increasingly overwhelmed. The once exciting prospect of sharing her ideas transformed into a paralyzing fear of failure. Her confidence waned with every passing moment, overshadowed by an incessant internal dialogue filled with what-ifs and self-doubt. Anxiety gripped her, tightening its hold until it became difficult to breathe. The sheer thought of standing in front of her colleagues turned into a formidable mountain she believed she could not climb. When the moment finally arrived, Sarah walked into the meeting room, the air thick with anticipation. The confident demeanor she hoped to project crumbled as she faced her peers. Each word she uttered felt heavy and clumsy, each explanation met with her perception that judgment lingered in the room. Despite having prepared thoroughly, it was as if her mind had betrayed her. The fear of making mistakes overshadowed her knowledge, resulting in a performance that did not reflect her capabilities. She left the meeting not with the accolades she had envisioned, but with disappointment and regret, replaying her blunders in the silence of her thoughts. Sarah's experience illustrates a universal struggle, the detrimental effects of overthinking. Instead of fostering preparedness, it often leads to paralysis, robbing individuals of their potential and stifling creativity. The pressure to achieve perfection can undermine one's true abilities, leaving people trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. Sarah realized that overcoming this habit required a shift in mindset, acceptance of imperfection. Understanding that mistakes are part of growth allowed her to embrace challenges with renewed vigor. In time, she learned that confidence blooms from humility, recognizing that she, too, was a work in progress. Sarah's journey speaks volumes about the importance of embracing challenges head-on while silencing the inner critic. Overthinking can often feel like a weight that permeates our lives. As James Clear stated in his book Atomic Habits 2018, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. This profound quote reminds us that constructing effective systems can guide us toward growth and away from the paralysis instigated by overthinking. In the realm of overthinking, the words of Albert Einstein resonate. A person who never made a mistake, never tried anything new. 1939. This reflects the importance of embracing risks and learning from inevitable errors. Instead of dwelling on every wrong step, we can shift our mindset to view mistakes as stepping stones towards growth. Similarly, Brené Brown highlights the power of vulnerability with Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change. 2012. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we can break the cycle of overthinking, opening doors to new experiences and ideas. Maya Angelou reminds us with her wisdom, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. 2004. This underscores that our thoughts should focus on our interactions rather than getting lost in our minds. In the context of decision-making, author and philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely said, "You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late." 1841. This shows that procrastinating due to overthinking can lead to missed opportunities for doing good. From the realm of Stoicism, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." 180 AD. This emphasizes that shifting our focus from external factors to our inner thoughts can mitigate overthinking. Steve Jobs also mirrored this sentiment with his words, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." 2005. This calls us to embrace authenticity, allowing us to escape the traps our minds create. On the theme of self-acceptance, self-help author Louise Hay proclaimed, "I am in the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing." 1984. By believing this, we can drown out the noise of overthinking and discomfort to breathe life into biggest dreams. Novelist J.K. Rowling said, "It is our choices, far more than our abilities, that show what we truly are." 2007. Such words teach us to focus on making our choices instead of getting lost in endless thoughts. In an age that values busyness, author Ferris Bueller reminds us, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. 1986. This is a clear call to remain present and to avoid getting ensnared in rumination. To battle overthinking, psychologist Daniel Kahneman mentioned, "Nothing is as important as understanding how your mind works." Overthinking can easily invade our minds, creating a whirlwind of doubts and fears that may never come to fruition. By shifting our focus from the hypothetical what-if questions to the concrete what-is realities, we create a foundation for our thoughts. Imagine a day where instead of worrying about the possibility of failure, the emphasis is on completing tasks at hand. For instance, if one were preparing an important presentation, concentrating on the material rather than spiraling into fear of rejection can lead to a boost in confidence and clarity. Setting time limits for decision-making is an effective strategy to combat overthinking. When we allow ourselves endless deliberation, our minds become cluttered with possibilities. By imposing a deadline, we force ourselves to evaluate our choices more efficiently. Picture standing before a choice, whether to accept a job offer or pursue another opportunity. Adding a timer, perhaps 5 minutes to weigh the pros and cons, can help expedite the decision-making process. Remember Cicero's wisdom. Indecision is often worse than the wrong decision. A reminder that taking a stand, even if it's not perfect, is a step in the right direction. Mindfulness serves as a powerful tool in reducing the noise of overthinking. Engaging in breathing exercises or meditation can act as an anchor during turbulent mental storms. Visualize a serene place. Perhaps it's a quiet beach or a peaceful forest. Silencing the mind allows us to observe our thoughts without judgment. As Thich Nhat Hanh teaches, breathing consciously brings us to the present moment, reminding us that feelings are transient, like clouds. Implementing these moments of mindfulness aids in grounding ourselves, reducing the tendency to ruminate as we focus on what is presently before us. Another crucial aspect of breaking free from overthinking involves challenging the negative thoughts that fuel it. When a negative thought arises, such as feelings of inadequacy, it's helpful to reflect on whether it serves a purpose. Consider replacing self-criticism with positive affirmations. A powerful shift could occur by exchanging "I'm not good enough" for "I'm doing my best, and that's enough." This transformation not only combats overthinking, but encourages personal growth and self-acceptance with each constructive thought. Finally, the antidote to overthinking is action. When our minds are running rampant, the best course is to engage in even the smallest tasks to disrupt the cycle. Visualize taking the first step, whether it be tackling a part of your project, going for a walk to clear your head, or reaching out to a friend for support. Lao Tzu's wisdom resonates here. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. By starting small and building momentum, action serves to break the chains of overthinking, guiding us toward a clearer and more focused mindset. In today's fast-paced world, many individuals find themselves trapped in a web of overthinking. The mind becomes a battleground of endless worries and solutions sought, all too often spiraling into anxiety and self-doubt. Breaking free from this cycle is crucial for fostering mental clarity, improved confidence, and a sense of peace in our lives. Overthinking not only hinders our ability to enjoy the present, but also clouds our judgment, leading to a cycle of procrastination and indecision. With each passing day, the weight of overthinking becomes heavier, creating a fog that dims our ability to perceive reality accurately. When we learn to step away from these incessant loops of thought, we uncover a realm of clarity. Rapid internal dialogue often distorts our prospective outcomes, while a moment of stillness allows us to reassess our thoughts with fresh eyes. This newfound clarity paves the way for decisive action, urging us towards a more confident self, smoothing our path in both personal and professional realms. Psychologically, the significance of breaking free from overthinking is profound. The mind is not merely a vessel for thoughts, but a powerful tool that can shape our experiences. Eckhart Tolle's wisdom rings true. Worry masquerades as necessity, yet contributes nothing to our well-being. Embracing this concept helps us cultivate mindfulness, enabling us to be present in our lives. In moments of worry, we can practice techniques such as deep breathing or grounding exercises, redirecting our thoughts towards the here and now instead of the what-ifs that plague our minds. As we learn to control our thoughts, we discover a more profound connection to ourselves and our experiences. This liberation fosters resilience, empowering us to face challenges head-on without the burden of excessive analysis. It becomes a journey inward, where we realize our thoughts are merely clouds passing through the sky of our awareness, not the defining features of our existence. In closing, freeing ourselves from the chains of overthinking is a transformative process. When we embrace the present and acknowledge our ability to control our minds, we elevate our mental well-being and enrich our lives. As we pursue this path, let us remind ourselves that clarity, confidence, and peace are not distant dreams, but achievable states of our being. Together, we can shed the weight of overthinking and step boldly into a more fulfilled and mindful life. Let's begin this journey of breaking free today.